sparks and stripes.
Irving, Texas! Said y'all having a good time out there, yeah.
Thousands of people turn out as Irving lights up the night to celebrate Independence Day. We have highlights of the event full of music and fun. Listening to the team.
We hear them relative to their concerns and their issues.
Top city management shares information with employees of Irving Solid Waste Services. Plus previewing a big job fair and a patriotic tradition that can bring miles of smiles. Now on City Source. The City of Irving is sharing details of a plan to elevate aquatics and recreation with some brand new facilities. Hello and welcome to City Source. I'm Thomas Gandy. We'll have that story in a few minutes, but we begin with how Irving leaders are responding to challenges faced by solid waste services. We were at a meeting where employees heard from city management. As Irving Solid Waste Services crews head out to start their workday, here's what experience tells them they could encounter.
You got maggots all over.
They fly out, and then sometimes they get in my mouth.
I've been hurt like a needle.
You gotta pick up bundle of branches, and sometimes there are thorns, and you just go at it because you got another 800 houses waiting.
A lot of those things happen all the time.
Bags and boxes put out for them to handle come in all sizes and often heavy weights.
A lot of bags out there. There's no limit to the bags.
We are less people, and the job is getting harder, heavier.
Like I hurt my back picking up a heavy bag. It affects all my family because obviously I can carry my young ones.
Those are some of the daily hazards they will see on their routes. Routes made even worse right now by the extreme heat.
And that really takes a toll on a person's body.
And staffing levels are already a challenge, so much so that the city relies on temp agencies.
The challenge is each and every morning we don't know who's going to be showing up from a temporary agency and who's not. Last week we were hoping for 10, we got 1. And I know there's challenges, guys. Thank you for continuing to work through that.
City management came to visit Solid Waste Services employees face-to-face and provide updates.
We hear you. We try to represent your interests the best we can.
They shared with employees what's next.
My hope now is that we can get a consultant in to find a permanent solution in a more automated type of collection. It should save on those injuries, make the job less hot.
If there's another system out there that could work a little bit better, obviously not only would it help keep tenured employees around longer, might even attract more people, even people with the experience to do it.
As a result of earlier meetings with employees, the city responded by increasing pay for collection staff, making route sizes smaller, initiating waste volume control measures, offering hiring and retention incentives, instituting more attractive work schedules, and creating an apprentice non-CDL position.
I just want to say thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Because we're going to continue to inform and educate.
For a moment there, it seemed like no one was listening.
Solid Waste Services crews show dedication to take on an important job, but even longtime employees say it can be too much.
My back, actually for the weight, there's a point that, it doesn't take it anymore.
Trucks can be replaced, but our bodies can't. So we're just tired.
Tired, but also appreciative of City of Irving leadership's ongoing attention to solid waste services. The Solid Waste Services Director says complaints from residents have gone down in recent months as people have adjusted to the once-a-week collection system. The City of Irving has jobs available in a number of departments, and to make the positions more attractive, the city has extended hiring incentives. New full-time hires can receive up to $3,000 in their first year of employment. Here's how it works. New employees will receive $1,000 after the first 30 days, at 6 months, and then at 1 year of employment. Of course, this is given that there are no disciplinary or attendance issues.
It's really difficult to hire individuals right now to fill all the positions that we have as a city. We provide a lot of different services for our residents. We need a lot of people to help provide those services, and we want to ensure that we have the best talent out there.
Right now, there are several positions open in animal services and solid waste services. There are options across many departments, including here at ICTN. Find the full list at cityofirving.org/jobs. And here is an opportunity to learn more about jobs across the region in person. Congresswoman Beth Van Dyne and a bipartisan group of federal, state, and local leaders are hosting the North Texas Job Fair at the Irving Convention Center. Amazon, Christus Health, Holtcat, and numerous other companies will have reps on site to meet face-to-face with job seekers. The North Texas Job Fair is August 7th, starting at 11 a.m. at the Irving Convention Center. Thousands of people turned out to celebrate Independence Day at Levy Event Plaza. The City of Irving once again hosted Sparks and Stripes, and we were in the middle of all of the fun. Fireworks.
The fireworks are fantastic.
Along with first-time and one-of-a-kind attractions, all part of the City of Irving's Sparks and Stripes celebration.
It's great. Yeah, it brings the community together.
It's my favorite holiday because I just love what it represents.
I love the fact that this is a place that people can come gather and celebrate this special day.
Yeah, I think this is the biggest crowd yet. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. The music, the way this is set up, I think it's perfect.
The evening started with music. First up, the Vandaliers. Then,
I hope we'll see some people dancing like no one's watching, because that's the thing to do for this group.
Downtown Fever delivered the party hits.
Back streets back. All right, Irving, Texas, make some noise for me.
While a lot of people danced, others checked out the attractions across Levy Event Plaza.
I'm definitely taking the kids back there to play and just checking out some of the food they have.
I think the favorite part is to see the families come together and you see the kids, the fun that they're having, everybody taking pictures.
It's just the whole experience that the City of Irving's given, and we want to just keep enjoying it.
There's a lot of places that are celebrating this day, but I'd rather be in Las Colinas and Irving.
I think it shows a lot about the City of Irving, how they do care about the community, bringing everybody together.
After the sun went down, it was time to start lighting up the night with this surprise performance. Next up, a drone show, bigger than the city has ever seen.
Over 300 drones up in the sky. Most of the events that we've had has had about 150 drones, so we're doubling that for this great show. And it's all customized for City of Irving.
Then it's time for the fireworks over Lake Carolyn. And the grand finale linked this big party with patriotism. Such a great time out there. And on the morning of July 4th, people lined the streets of the Heritage District for the annual parade. This event is a city tradition, always followed by a watermelon social in Heritage Park. We will be posting more highlights of this on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/the City of Irving. And check out this patriotic site on MacArthur Boulevard. It is the result of the Great Flag Caper. The event is now in its 31st year, and many Irving residents know the story of how it works. Founded by Nell Ann Hunt, the effort has grown to involve numerous volunteers who take care of planting the flags along the entire length of MacArthur Boulevard. Then they harvest the flags after the holiday. The project is funded by donations and the City of Irving's Neighborhood Grant Program, all with one goal: to share pride and patriotism. Always so special to see that. New opportunities for fitness and fun across the city are in Irving's future. Lee, Lively, and Center Park pools, as well as a reimagined Mustang Recreation and Aquatics Center, are in the plans called Let's Play Irving, elevating aquatics and recreation. Here to talk more about this is Irving Parks and Rec Director Joe Moses. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me, Thomas.
Of course, and I know you're excited to get the news out about all of this, and we'll get to the specific projects in a moment. But first, what got us here? What led to these big plans?
Well, it all started with our master plan. You know, back in 2019, we did our master plan, and it kind of pinpointed some of the older facilities that we had in Irving, that a lot of those facilities, especially in our aquatic area, have reached their useful life. So we had to come up with a plan to address that. And then also we needed to address some of the recreational needs up north. We don't have an adult facility up there. So we needed to really come up with a plan to be able to address that, to provide these services all across the city.
So let's talk about these individual sites. The first one is a mouthful, a multi-generational community recreation facility and aquatic center at Mustang Park. Describe what that involves.
It's a lot. As you know, we have the Mustang facility up there, but there's no adult component up there. So opposed to trying to add something onto an existing component, which doesn't usually work out too well, we came up with a plan that allows us to start from scratch and build that type of facility that provides services independently for adults and youth as well, and also tie it into a natatorium. So similar to what you see in other cities in the Metroplex, you'll have a larger community center that has independent functions and provides services for everyone.
Certainly a significant project, it sounds like. And next up is Center Park. What will be happening with that pool?
Again, the Center Park pool has served us well. I believe I was talking to one of the staff, and I think we're coming up on, next year will be 70 years for that pool. So it's definitely due to be replaced. So what we want to do is take that pool out and see if we can fit in a natatorium on the existing structure, tie it into the building. So it's right there adjacent to the rec center. You have a facility that we can utilize year round and also provide a whole bunch of aquatic experience for our residents.
And more pool work will take place at Lee Park. Fill us in.
The Lee Park pool, there's been a lot of feedback from the community. So what we did was we were able to look at that facility. We're going to demo that facility and replace it with a more modern, up-to-date pool that has meets all the safety standards of today, but also add a few more amenities to it to hopefully draw more people to it. So again, being able to provide those services for our residents there in that part of town.
And there is also a pool at Lively Park. What will happen there?
That pool is coming out of the ground. What we're going to do is we're going to engage our youth. There's a lot going on at Lively. We have the Lively Teen Center there that we're doing some renovations to. The police department has the PAL program there. So you're going to have two major facilities in that park that focus on teen activity and teen engagement. You got the skate park there. So the idea is to come back, get with our teens and kind of talk to them and engage with them and see what ideas they come up with for the development of that site.
All of these are huge projects. How important is community input in all of this?
It's important that we engage our community because this is who this is for. We want them to enjoy these facilities, to be proud of what we have here and to brag about it. You know, this is why people live in Irving. We want to have these amenities to improve the quality of life of our residents.
And big plans come with a big price tag, $92 million. Where is that money coming from?
Again, we talked about our master plan. Following our master plan, we had the 21 bond. So a big portion of that was included in the bond package. Then city management and our finance department got together and they were able to supplement it so a little bit more so that we can do all three of these projects simultaneously and get them completed relatively quick. And I think one of the most important things about that is they were able to do all of that without any impact to the tax rate.
So much to talk about with this, and we were just able to give an overview today. I know we'll have you back as this all progresses. Parks and Rec Director Joe Moses, thanks for sharing all of the big ideas.
Thank you, Thomas, for having me.
And there is a lot more in all of this, including project timelines at cityofirving.org/playirving. On a related note, Irving residents' season pool passes are available at a prorated price for the remainder of the summer. Family passes are $120, adult passes are $48, and for youth, the price is $32. Season passes can be purchased at any pool or aquatic center, and they are valid through September 4th. A reminder that there are still a few days to catch the Animal Connection experience at Fritz Park. You can see here that families can get an up-close look at many animals. Pony rides and other fun activities are also available. The Animal Connection experience is open through July 30th. Fritz Park is located at 312 East Vilbig Street. It is open Thursdays through Saturdays from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. On Sundays, the hours are noon until 5. Irving residents with proof of residency pay $4 for admission. Children 2 and under are free. With all of the hot weather we have been having, more people are watering their lawns, so we have a reminder about the city's watering restrictions. If your address ends in an odd number, irrigation is allowed on Sundays and Wednesdays. If your address ends in an even number, Tuesdays and Saturdays are your days to water. Irrigation is not allowed between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. on all days. That's because evaporation rates are highest at those times. Those restrictions continue through October 31st. More details at cityofirving.org/waterutilities. Some mosquitoes caught in Irving trapping locations have tested positive for West Nile virus. Whenever that happens, during the overnight hours, crews spray the neighborhood around the trap that caught the infected mosquito. Residents are also reminded to take precautions for themselves. Here are the 4 Ds, or maybe 5, depending on how you count them. First, use a mosquito repellent containing DEET. Drain standing water around your home because that can become a mosquito breeding ground. Dress in long sleeves and pants and wear light clothing. Dawn and dusk, those are the most active times for mosquitoes. Read more at irvingfightsthebite.org. It is time for our Pets of the Week, and for that, we head out to the Irving Animal Care Campus. Michael Whiteside is with the DFW Humane Society. How are you doing today, Michael?
I'm good. How are you, Thomas?
Doing great. And we have a couple of animals that we're going to visit again because they're just not getting adopted, even though they're great dogs. So let's talk first about Cardi.
Yeah, so Cardi is an amazing little girl. She's about 2.5 years old. She's a bull terrier mix. And she is one of the most friendly, energetic dogs that we have right now. And her favorite thing to do is play with toys.
What toy are you gonna pick
Specifically, any sort of ball that she can run around with. And she'll like to play keep away with it. You have to sometimes, if you want the ball that she has in her mouth, you have to offer her another one. So she'll drop the first one and then you can kind of steal it from her. But that's one of her favorite things to do. And she's just a really fun, outgoing girl.
Yeah, definitely a reason to give a second look at these dogs. Next up is Petey. Tell me about Petey.
Yeah, so Petey is a pointer mix. He's about 3.5 years old. I think he probably has a little bit of Dalmatian in him, just given his shape and some of the coloring on him. But he's another one that's just a really friendly guy. He ended up in the shelter because his family became homeless and had to move into a hotel, and they couldn't keep him. So he was very loved. He really enjoys cuddling, although he doesn't sometimes realize how actually tall he is, so he can get a little jumpy. But that's something, that can be corrected as soon as he gets home and gets settled into a new life with a new loving family.
And summer can sometimes be a slow month for adoptions, but there is a special going on, a reason to promote adoptions. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so in June, we started our Be a Hero adoption special, which all pets 1 year and older here in the shelter are free to adopt. And we've extended that throughout July as well, because there are still so many dogs and cats here that are just waiting for you to come out and meet them and give them a second chance in life. So that's going to continue through the rest of the month, and we'd love to have everybody come out and meet their new best friend.
All right, Michael Whiteside with the DFW Humane Society. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
The Animal Care Campus is located at 4140 Valley View Lane. Check out the websites you see on your screen to see more adoptable animals and also find out the latest operating hours. The annual animal adoption event called Clear the Shelters is coming up, and we'll have a preview next time on City Source. Also, we will talk more about the plans to elevate aquatics and recreation with new facilities and fun. Those stories and much more next time on City Source. Remember, you can always email us your thoughts on our stories. The address is ictn@cityofirving.org. Also, find us on YouTube at youtube.com/thecityofirving. We are always adding new content, so it's a good idea to subscribe. And while you're there, smash that like button on the videos you watch and leave us some positive comments. And look for updates on events and initiatives across the major social media platforms at the City of Irving. And that's it for this edition of City Source. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.